Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to a third video. Actually, it's been quite a while, since Friday. And this one is going to be on how to get started learning how to program. So I started doing computer science, well, not including like basic, like HTML and CSS stuff, around, like, I don't know, like late mid 2017, something like that. And now I am a junior in high school that is about to take um, computer science 1600 class at my at a university near me, and it's like top 50. So I'm gonna give you a few tips for that. So number one, all right, number one, you want to learn the basics of computer science, no, of programming. Okay, so by this specifically, what you want to do is you want to go learn about a little bit of data structures. So, like, here we go. I don't know why this is like formatted so badly, but whatever. So you want to learn what kinds of data types there are, like strings, nums, like strings, ints, arrays, and so forth. And then after that, you want to go do some practice with that. And some of the easiest ways to practice are just like make simple programs. Like, for example, you can make something using JavaScript that like adds a few numbers or divides them or anything else like that. That's also what got me more like more into it, kind of, per se. I started off with stuff like that, and then I went on to a little bit more advanced stuff, like changing strings, playing with arrays, and so forth. So you also want to keep doing that, and then the next thing after that, after your little practice sessions, I recommend brainstorming some ideas for your own personal projects. And and by this you can either use stuff on YouTube, you can either just, or you can think of like personal projects, just like personal ideas. If you like, let's say you like sneakers, then you should make a, I don't know, like some kind of like simple website and like add in JavaScript and something else to just like, I don't know, like display them on like a grid or something else and like sort them. I don't know, but no, never mind. Don't forget sorting. Forget sorting. Um, and then the next thing you want to do is expand. So there are just JavaScript, HTML, and CSS are like some of the most, not basic per se, but some of the main ones. And what you should do is you should try to expand, because there's a lot more to computer science than just HTML, CSS, and the basic JavaScript. So you should try to learn a little bit about expand your knowledge. And what you want to do from there is you want to try to expand and try to learn a little bit more about other programming languages and what you want to do. Okay, learn about other programming languages. So, for example, if you know that you want to go into more back-end stuff, then learn about like Python, Java, and so forth. But if you want to do more front-end stuff, you should definitely try stuff um, like app development, because that's also a big part. But there's of course like back-end stuff towards that, and also web development, which is actually kind of simple. And then from there, you should try to advance your projects. Advance projects. So, like I said, when I started like 2, 3 years ago ish, something like that, I was pretty new to computer science, and I was in like a pretty advanced program at a big company. I'm not gonna say the name of it, and I hated it at first. I was like, this sucks. Oh my gosh. It's so hard. I just want to quit. I'll do something else. I'll find something else to do. And basically, my parents didn't let me do that because it was such a good opportunity. And I'd just be an idiot to pass it up. So, sucked it up, kept going. And after I did more of the basic projects, our first, like, more intermediate one was kind of not really intermediate. Uh, was we did a project using processing, which is like super low level, and we just made this kind of game that uses like collision and other stuff. If you don't know what it is, don't worry about it. That's a bit far ahead. But basically, it had a bunch of different squares falling down at like 2 or 3 second intervals, and you had to move your character, which is like a square or whatever else you wanted it to be. And if you got hit by one of the squares, then it would just restart after a few seconds, and so forth. So, um, yeah, definitely advance your projects, and then that's the main way. And then from there, just and then after that, you want to try open source stuff. So if you don't know what open source is, it's basically um okay, so say I go to GitHub and I like somebody's project and I'm going to go look at that and see how it works and play around with it. Well, what you can do, since it's open source and GitHub is an open source website, you can download their thing, you can open it up in whatever editor you use, Atom, VS Code, Xcode, or whatever else, and you can play around with it, see how things work, run it, and so forth, and just play with some stuff of your own, so you can get a little bit better understanding. And then the last thing that I highly recommend, that also helped me a lot, is do YouTube tutorials. Those really help so much. But the thing when you do YouTube tutorials is you cannot just copy their code word for word. You have to, at the very least, understand how it works and why it works, as well as just typing it out by yourself. So, for example, I was watching this video yesterday, and it was basically so the video was about using JavaScript to tell your emotions, and it like scans, not scans, it scans like like a live video of you, so it has a live video feed. And I was having a little bit of trouble with that, getting some stuff set up, but that was like more like server stuff, more backend stuff. But the like code itself was fine, and I basically I didn't like go to his GitHub, just copy paste everything. I typed it. I listened to him while he was saying what he was saying. I listened to him explain it and so forth. And just in case you want to know, the guy's name is Web Dev Simplified, something else like that. Dev Ed Simplified. Um, and yeah, that brings me to the end of the video. Get started learning computer science. It is really interesting, and do not get discouraged at all. It happened to me a lot, and it's gonna happen to you guys a lot. But yeah, just keep going, and that's the end.